Have you noticed that the most painful moments in life often arise from the tension between two extremes? In this age of information explosion, our minds are pulled in countless directions, pursuing success yet fearing failure, longing for intimacy yet afraid of getting hurt, wanting everything yet fearing the loss of everything. This inner turmoil is the deepest suffering of modern people. 2,500 years ago, Siddhartha renounced his throne and entered the forest alone, seeking the path to liberation. He first indulged in luxury to the fullest, then subjected himself to harsh asceticism, only to realize that both paths lead to the abyss of suffering by the banks of the Nilanjana River. Hungry Siddhartha accepted a bowl of rice gruel, and at that moment he realized the truth. Extreme indulgence leads the mind astray. Extreme asceticism destroys the body. Neither can bring true freedom. On the night beneath the Bodhi tree, the Buddha attained enlightenment to a truth forgotten by humanity, a golden path through the fog of birth and death, the middle way. This is not a mere concept of moderation, but a sharp sword capable of cutting through all illusions within our hearts. It is both a way of thinking and an attitude toward life, as well as a path of practice leading to inner freedom. Whenever you fall into black and white thinking, whenever you are swept away by the storms of emotion, whenever you find yourself lost at the crossroads of life, the wisdom of the middle way can guide you. Those who are karmically connected and watching this video, if you feel filled with the joy of Dharma, please type Namo Amitabha Buddha in the comments to join us on this journey of awakening. The concept of the faithful path originates from the Buddha's personal experience and enlightened wisdom. In the ancient Pali Canon, the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta records the Buddha's first discourse to Subhuti. Monks have two extremes that practitioners should avoid. First is indulging in sensory pleasures, which is a base, coarse, and mundane behavior characteristic of unenlightened beings. Secondly, self-torment is painful, valueless, and meaningless. Avoiding these two extremes, the Tathagata has realized the middle way, which can bring vision, knowledge, guidance to tranquility, insight, awakening, and nirvana. This passage records the Buddha's first teaching after his enlightenment under the Bodhi tree, marking the formal emergence of the Middle Way doctrine. The Middle Way was not invented by the Buddha out of thin air, but is the true law governing the operation of the universe, a truth he directly realized through meditation and introspection. In ancient India, religious thought fell into two extremes. On one side was the hedonism of Brahmanism, which held that divine favor could be attained through rituals and the gratification of sensory desires. On the other side were the ascetics, who believed that the soul could be purified through extreme self-mortification. In his youth, the Buddha once followed ascetic teachers and practiced extreme austerities, at times eating as little as 1 centimeter of food daily. His body became emaciated and gaunt, nearly approaching death. A widely circulated story tells that when the Buddha was nearing death by the bank of the Nilanjana River, he heard a passing harpist say that if the strings are too tight, they break. If too loose, they cannot produce music. Only when properly tensioned can beautiful music be played. This simple truth struck Siddhartha's heart like a flash of lightning. He understood that extreme asceticism could not bring liberation, so he decided to accept the milk and honey offerings from the shepherd and, after restoring his strength, sat in meditation under the Bodhi tree, ultimately realizing the truth of the middle way. In the Sayukta Agama, the Buddha further explains that one who truly understands the cessation of the world does not develop views of worldly existence, and one who truly understands the cessation of the world does not develop views of worldly non-existence. The words of empowerment state that the Tathagata transcends the two extremes and speaks of the middle way, indicating that the middle way is not merely an attitude toward life, but a truthful understanding of the ultimate reality of the universe. It is the path of wisdom that avoids falling into opposing concepts such as existence and non-existence, permanence and cessation. With the development of Buddhism, Bodhisattva Nagarjuna founded the Madhyamaka school in the 2nd century CE. In his Mulamadhyamakarika, Fundamental Verses on the Middle Way, he expounded the famous eightfold negations of the middle way: neither arising nor ceasing, neither growing nor diminishing, neither depending on nor independent of, neither coming nor going. These 8 negations completely transcend the limitations of language and concepts, pointing to the ultimate truth that cannot be described with words. The middle way philosophy, like the waters of the Ganges River in India, flows into China, Japan, and Tibet, nourishing countless minds seeking truth. In China, Master Zi, the founder of the Tianhai school, proposed a doctrine of the 3,000 realms in a single thought, known as the 10 mysterious gates of the middle way. In Japan, Zen master Dogen taught the practice of zazen as a direct, intuitive method of the middle way cultivation. In Tibet, Master Longchenpa of the Nyingma school revealed the ultimate view of the Madhyamaka. This path of wisdom, passed down from ancient India to the present, is not only a philosophical doctrine, but also a path of practice leading to liberation. Let us continue to delve deeper and explore what the core essence of the middle way truly is. What is the essence of the middle way? It is far more profound than the superficial steps suggest. The middle way is like a magical golden key that can unlock our hearts, which have been imprisoned by dualistic oppositions. Let us unveil the first veil of this ancient wisdom. The middle way is primarily the wisdom that transcends the 2 extremes. This world seems to be sliced by countless opposites: existence and non-existence, good and evil, life and death, beauty and ugliness, poverty and wealth. Our habitual way of thinking divides the world into a binary opposition of black or white, thereby becoming entangled in the maze of duality and unable to extricate ourselves. The Buddha intuitively realized that the truth does not lie in any extreme, but in the middle way that transcends dualities. An ancient Buddhist parable can help us understand this. A king invited several blind men to touch an elephant and then describe what the elephant was like. The person who touches the elephant's trunk says the elephant is like a snake, while the one who touches the leg says the elephant is like a pillar. Those who touch the elephant's ear say the elephant is like a fan. Those who touch the elephant's back say the elephant is like a bed. Each person insists that their own perspective is the only correct one, leading to endless disputes. The king smiled and said, "Each of you has touched only a part of the elephant, yet you take that to be the whole." This prophecy reveals the primary meaning of the middle way. Any partial or extreme viewpoint cannot grasp the entirety of a matter. The second level of the middle way is the wisdom of dependent origination and emptiness. Dependent origination means that all phenomena arise interdependently and conditionally. Nothing exists independently. Everything is interconnected and mutually influences each other within a complex web of relationships. Imagine that the existence of a lotus flower depends on countless factors such as sunlight, moisture, soil, seeds, time, and space. If any one condition is missing, this lotus flower cannot bloom. Similarly, every thought, every emotion, and every decision of ours is the result of the convergence of countless causes and conditions, not arising out of nothingness. Emptiness of inherent existence does not mean that things do not exist. Rather, it signifies that things lack an independent and unchanging essence or self-nature. Because all phenomena arise dependent on causes and conditions, therefore all are empty of inherent existence. This seemingly contradictory statement actually reveals the profound truth of things. Just as water can become ice or turn into steam, it has no fixed and unchanging form. But this does not mean that water does not exist. Imagine you're standing by a river. Heraclitus said that one cannot step into the same river twice. Why? Because the water is constantly flowing, and when you step in the second time, it is already new water. Similarly, our body and mind are constantly changing, and there is no eternal, unchanging self. The you of yesterday is no longer the you of today, and the you of today will not be the you of tomorrow. This is the truth of impermanence. It is precisely this profound understanding of dependent origination that enabled the Buddha to transcend the duality of existence and non-existence. When asked whether the world is eternal or whether the world does not exist, the Buddha often remained silent. This is not evading the issue. Rather, any verbal response would fall into the trap of dualistic thinking. The truth is not found in words, but in direct experience. The third level of the middle way is the wisdom that realizes the nature of the mind and perceives the true nature of reality. Buddhism holds that our mind is originally pure and serene, but is obscured by ignorance and attachment. Just as the sky being covered by dark clouds does not mean the sky itself has become dirty. The purpose of practicing the middle way is to dispel the clouds and see the true nature of the mind. There is a Chan, Zen, koan in which a monk asks the sixth patriarch Huaining, "What is Buddha?" The sixth patriarch answered, "To see one's true nature is to recognize Buddha." The monk further inquired, "How does one perceive their true nature?" The sixth patriarch said, "Fortunate to be amidst all conditions, yet free from all conditions. How can this be realized? Within all conditions, one neither sees existence nor non-existence, is unstained and unattached, neither grasps nor rejects, neither generates right nor wrong, completely eradicating afflictions and desires, remaining serenely pure and abiding. This is your original true face." This passage precisely describes the view of the middle way, not clinging to either extreme, not being bound by any concept, and returning to the original nature of the mind. When we understand the three levels of the middle way, a more mysterious question emerges. How can we practice the wisdom of the middle way in our daily lives? How can this ancient wisdom be transformed into practical methods of practice? Next, let us unveil the second layer of the middle way and explore its practical dimension. The middle way is not only a philosophical concept, but also a path of practice. The Buddha pointed out to us the specific method for practicing the middle way, the Noble Eightfold Path. These 8 interrelated stages of practice constitute the path of transformation from an ordinary person to an awakened being. The Noble Eightfold Path is like an octagonal pagoda, each corner radiating the light of wisdom. Right view, right intention, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, right concentration. This is not a linear path, but an organic whole, where each element supports and reinforces the others. Right view is fundamental. It signifies an accurate understanding of the world, especially an understanding of the Four Noble Truths. When we truly understand the truths of suffering, origin, cessation, and path, our mind acquires the correct direction. There is an ancient metaphor. If a person wants to travel from one place to another, they must first ascertain the direction of the destination. Otherwise, no matter how fast they walk, they will only move further away from their goal. Direct realization is like a compass, guiding us towards liberation. In the Ekattara Agama, it is recorded that the Buddha, on Vulture Peak in Rajgir, addressed the assembly of bhikkhus. Bhikkhus, just as dawnlight appears before sunrise, so is insight. It is the forerunner of all wholesome qualities, indicating that insight is not the result of practice, but the starting point of practice. Right thought refers to the mind that is free from desire, hatred, and harmful intentions, cultivating an attitude of renunciation, compassion, and wisdom. Our thoughts are like seeds. What kind of seed you plant, you will harvest the corresponding fruit. A Zen master once said, "Sow thoughts and you reap actions. Sow actions and you reap habits. Sow habits and you reap character. Sow character and you reap destiny." Right thinking is the process of planting seeds of goodness. Right action and right livelihood constitute the ethical foundation of the middle way. They teach us how to harmoniously coexist with the external world by refraining from lying, harsh speech, divisive speech, idle talk, killing, stealing, sexual misconduct, and by engaging in occupations that do not harm other living beings. These seemingly simple moral principles are, in fact, manifestations of unwavering wisdom in daily life. There is a story in which a king asked a sage, "What is the most precious wealth?" The sage replied, "Upright conduct is the most precious wealth, for it cannot be destroyed by fire, washed away by water, stolen by thieves, nor vanish over time. Practicing right livelihood and right effort constitutes such a precious treasure. Right action, right mindfulness, and right concentration constitute the meditative tradition of the middle way." Right effort refers to the persistent and balanced effort on the path of practice, neither becoming overly tense nor lax and negligent, maintaining a moderate and consistent diligence. Mindfulness is a clear and awake awareness of the present moment, constantly observing one's bodily sensations, emotional changes, and fluctuations of thoughts, without being entangled by past memories or future expectations. Right concentration is a new focused unity, achieving new tranquility and clarity through meditation. These three complement each other. Right concentration provides the fuel, right mindfulness maintains alertness, and right concentration embodies the experience. Just as in cooking delicacies, the heat must be consistently regulated and immersed, continuously observing the changes in the food. Right mindfulness allows all flavors to blend together harmoniously, leading to right concentration. The practice of the middle way exists not only within the monastery, but also in every moment of daily life. When eating, we can maintain mindfulness, appreciating the taste and texture of the food, and express gratitude for all the conditions that have made this meal possible. While walking, we can be aware of the contact between the soles of our feet and the ground, experiencing the movement and balance of the body. While working, we can maintain focus, neither craving the results nor avoiding responsibility, but wholeheartedly engaging in the present task. Bodhisattva Nagarjuna, in his Madhyamaka proposed the eightfold negations of the middle way: neither arising nor ceasing, neither increasing nor decreasing, neither moving nor changing, neither coming nor going, further deepening the philosophical connotations of the middle way. These 8 negations are not mere denials, but words of wisdom that transcend conceptual understanding. They help us dispel erroneous perceptions of the nature of things, directly pointing to the true reality of all dharmas. Imagine that when we say something arises, we assume it comes from non-existence to existence. When we say something ceases, we assume it goes from existence to non-existence. From the perspective of dependent origination, phenomena neither arise from non-existence nor pass into non-existence. Rather, they manifest different forms through the changes of causes and conditions. Just as clouds neither arise from nothing nor completely vanish, they are merely transformations of water under different conditions. The wisdom of neither arising nor ceasing is precisely such. The practice of the middle way ultimately leads to prajnaparamita, the wisdom that reaches the other shore. A famous line in the Heart Sutra is, "Form is not different from emptiness, and emptiness is not different from form. Form is emptiness, emptiness is form." This is not an abstract philosophical proposition, but a state directly experienced through practice of the middle way. In this state, all dualities dissolve, the illusion of subject-object separation is shattered, and we directly experience the ultimate reality of the unity of all dharmas. However, this experience is not a mystical trance, but a clear and awakened awareness. There's a saying in Chan Buddhism, supernatural powers and wondrous functions, like drawing water and carrying firewood, meaning that the state of enlightenment is not an aloof detachment from reality, but a natural expression manifested in everyday life. The highest attainment of the middle way practice is not to evade the world, but to perceive and engage with the world with a completely new perspective. In this modern society filled with stress and conflicts, how can the wisdom of the middle way be applied to our daily lives? How does it help us confront the challenges and difficulties of reality? Firstly, the middle way can help us manage our emotions. When anger, fear, sorrow, or desire occupy our minds, we often fall into two extreme reactions, either suppressing these emotions and pretending they do not exist, or allowing them to completely control us. The middle way teaches us a third possibility, to be aware of emotions without being controlled by them. Just like observing clouds in the sky, neither attempting to grasp them nor denying their existence, but simply calmly witnessing their coming and going. A Zen master once said, "Emotions are like the weather, always changing, while your mind is like the sky, eternally vast and clear." When we learn to observe our emotions without identifying with them, we find freedom within our hearts. Secondly, the middle way can guide our interpersonal relationships. In relationships, we often oscillate between two extremes, overly relying on others and losing ourselves, or being completely independent and keeping distance from others. The middle way offers a third possibility, a healthy relationship of interdependence. By understanding the wisdom of dependent origination and emptiness, we realize that each person is the convergence point of countless causes and conditions. We neither need to cling to relationships nor avoid them. Imagine two trees growing side by side. Their roots may intertwine underground, their branches and leaves might touch in the wind, yet each tree maintains its own form and life. Healthy interpersonal relationships are also characterized by both connection and boundaries, intimacy and respect. The middle way can help us address the balance between material and spiritual aspects in modern life. Modern society is filled with two extreme viewpoints. One pursues ultimate material enjoyment, believing that happiness comes from having more. The other completely denies the material world, asserting that spiritual pursuit is above all else. The middle way teaches us that matter and mind are not opposing, but complementary aspects. The Four Noble Truths in Buddhism teach us that the root cause of suffering is attachment and craving for things. The middle way does not require us to renounce the world, but rather to transform our relationship with the world. We can enjoy the beauty of life while not being enslaved by material possessions. We can pursue spiritual growth while not evading our worldly responsibilities. The middle way can guide our approach to learning and thinking. In an age of information explosion, we often fall into two extremes, either blindly accepting authority and tradition without reflection or completely doubting everything and falling into nihilism. The middle way teaches us to maintain an attitude of doubt without confusion, embracing an open mind to accept new knowledge while employing critical thinking for analysis, respecting traditional wisdom without abandoning our own discernment. The Buddha teaches us in the Kalama Sutta not to accept anything merely because it is traditional, not merely because it is declared by an authority, nor solely because it is found in scriptures, but to verify the truth through our own practice and experience. This balanced attitude toward learning is precisely the embodiment of the wisdom of the middle way. Fifth, the middle way can help us face both success and failure in life. We often place excessive emphasis on success, fear failure, or lower our expectations to avoid disappointment, thereby hesitating to pursue success. The middle way teaches us a third possibility, to do our best while simultaneously letting go of attachment to the outcome. Remember, the middle way is not a cowardly compromise or a vague middle stance, but a path of wisdom that transcends dualities. It requires us to maintain awareness and reflection at all times, whether we have fallen into some kind of extreme, whether we are constrained by certain concepts, and whether we have seen the full picture of things. By practicing the middle way in daily life, we can gradually cultivate a balanced, harmonious, and free way of living, no longer troubled by the illusion of dualistic opposites, and truly experience inner peace and clarity. In this journey of exploring the wisdom of the middle way, we have unveiled the veil of this highest truth in Buddhism. The middle way is not a mere compromise or simple moderation. It is the wisdom speech that transcends dualistic opposition. It is both a method of understanding the world and a path leading to inner freedom. Just as a drop of water can reflect the entire universe, the wisdom of the middle way can be manifested in every detail of life. When you are wandering in contradictions, remember the Buddha's enlightenment under the Bodhi tree. When you are troubled by emotions, remember the middle way attitude of neither increasing nor decreasing. When you face the crossroads of life, remember the guidance of the Noble Eightfold Path. Finally, I would like to conclude with a Zen koan. A Zen master asked his disciple, "What is the middle way?" The disciple remained silent for a long time, then lifted a cup of tea, took a gentle sip, and set the cup down. The Zen master smiled and nodded. Sometimes, truth is not found in words, but in direct experience. How would you cultivate wisdom in your own life and practice? And how might you find the possibility of transcendence amidst opposition and conflict? Perhaps the answer lies within your own heart, waiting for you to discover. Grateful to the karmic connection that allows companionship up to this point. May the radiant wisdom of the middle way illuminate the path of your life. If you have gained any insights, please share your experience in the comment section. If there are any doubts, please feel free to leave a message for discussion. Let's support each other and grow together on the path of the middle way.